Alright, this is part 3 of Vlog 5, talking about gang stalking again. I'm going to be talking about the beginnings, my beginnings. I may be kind of repeating myself from a previous video, but I'm going to go into a little bit more detail and some additional caveats. Again, I'm reading from my notes here, so please excuse any tongue-tied mishaps or anything of that nature. So when gang stalking first occurs, it's a whirlwind at first. It doesn't build. It hits all at once. Again, for me, it first started at IPR. IPR is the Institute of Production and Recording. It's located in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and has a second campus in Edina, Minnesota. It has an audio program that I went there for, which was great. I didn't have any qualms with it. Then I went back there for a BFA in media production, which I didn't know was actually film school. And that was not the greatest experience. It was a sham, I would say, to call it higher education. And the program is also now defunct. So there's that. The Institute of Production and Recording is a pretty small college. It has probably about 10 to 12 students max in each class. So that kind of gives you an idea of the school there. So when the gang stalking started for me, I thought it was in relation to an email I sent to, excuse me, I had something pop up on my screen. I thought I was being stalked in relation to an email I sent about a situation at IPR at the college. Basically, I overheard an instructor, James Andrew Hunt. He goes by Andy Hunt. He's a film director. He directed a film recently with Guy Pearce. I heard him saying that he was trying to get a student expelled. I overheard that. I became concerned. I constructed an email and sent it to the dean. And basically, sending that email was the genesis point for me in regards to gang stalking. That's when everything happened, essentially. People started acting out of order. The first thing you notice is irrational behavior from people that you know well. Again, this goes back to and harkens to the coded behavior in speech. An example I have, because again this started for me at IPR, was an instructor named Troy, an instructor at IPR. I was walking into the Edina campus one day to go to class, and I saw him sitting on the ground in the main space of the Edina campus, sitting cross-legged and playing with Legos, a grown man playing with Legos. Not that I have any issue with that, but it was definitely strange, out of the norm, not something done typically in behavior that I associated with him and kind of observed. Again, just kind of weird things. Going back to the coded behavior, again, I'm looking at my notes here. First, law enforcement, the kind of gang stalking people, the initiators, have coded behavior of their own, and then family members, colleagues, and a large majority of people begin to mirror your body language. So first they take on the law enforcement's gang stalking signals, and then as soon as they kind of observe you, they take on your body language and incorporate it as their signals. Again, I want to reiterate, this is for a large majority of people. It's not for everybody. Obviously, they don't have the personnel to incorporate everybody that you see, but it is a very significantly large majority of people. Next touch point is basically you're not going to be seeing the same people at fast food or stores or restaurants. It's always constantly going to be changing. I do understand there's a high turnover in some places. It's very odd. It's kind of weird to say that you're not seeing the same people at, let's say, a McDonald's drive-thru or something like that. But there's generally a large influx of people. Again, to reiterate and recap, I've lived in Brooklyn Park my entire life. I know this area extremely well. So when I see something kind of out of the ordinary, or situations or activity perking up to a heightened degree, I definitely take notice. And then on the rare occasion that you do recognize an employee at one of these facilities that you frequent or go to, you can basically associate them with being prepped. Going back to IPR, at first when I saw these gang stalking things happening, I thought it was a private investigator from IPR, from the college, basically investigating me because I sent this email. The instructor there, he's fairly well known and had a lot of sway with a lot of the staff, so I didn't think it out of the norm that a private investigator might be looking into me for sending an email that was kind of, well, calling him out for what he was attempting to do. But then the first time I did realize that it was law enforcement and that it was much, much larger, and really, truly gang stalking to a high degree, was when I was admitted to the hospital. And I'm going to sign off there.